Hello, everyone. Good evening, America, and hello to the rest of the world. This is Storytime with Ellie. So, in the previous Storytime Best Gift, I mentioned that I've got to live with my father, right? So, this is actually about when I moved down to live with him, and actually when I got to meet him. So, where do I begin? So, ever since I was little, I've only lived with my mother. From the day I was born to the age of 19. Now, so every birthday I've always wished for 19 years, well, let's say 18. I've always wanted to meet my mother and my father. Every birthday wish, every birthday candle, every wish, every falling star, I wanted to meet that man. And so my parents had a mutual friend. This mutual friend had a party at the beginning of 2000, I want to say 2019, no, 2009. And this friend contacted my dad, said, like, hey, look, I have a party. So and so is going to be there along with your daughter. So he couldn't make it, but this friend let me hear his voice. Of course, I cried. Not knowing the man, I'm like, of course you're going to cry. It's emotional because it's the first time you've actually heard someone's voice that you've always wanted to meet. Now, she also given have given him my email. And a few weeks went by to a month. All of a sudden, I received an email from my father. And of course, I started crying. I was in shock. I was speechless. And I'm like, oh my God, it's my dad. It's my dad. My dad finally emailed me. And then, of course, we exchanged emails, sent him my phone number. Then a couple months later went by. All of a sudden, I get a Florida number calling me. And then, hold and behold, it was my father. Of course, after I finished talking to him, I cried again, and he's arranged for me to come down to meet him after my 20th birthday. So, of course, I spent down a week. Like, my birthday's in May. So, after my 20th birthday, I went down to go to meet the man. He meets me at the airport holding flowers. And I'm like, I'm in awe. I mean, this man is tall. He's like 6'9", no, 6'7" with blue eyes. I'm sorry to say, but he also has a comb over too. I'm like trying so hard not to tease him because of that, but I'm like, it's my dad. I can't really tease him quite yet, just because. And then all that week, the vast majority of the time, we went out fishing, just bonding, fishing, talking. I got to meet his coworkers and everything, and then all of a sudden, like in the middle of the week, he asked me if I wanted to live with him. My mom, like I know before, prior to me visiting my father, like the week before I met, I went to meet him. My mom asked, "Watch your father ask you to live with him?" And then again, he asked me to go live with him. I mean, I told him, I'm like, I will think about it. Let me go tell my mom. My mom already knew my answer. I wanted to. After I went to visit my dad, like I told my mom, I'm like, I if he asks me, I will say yes. I want to say yes, but if he does ask me, I will tell him. I'm like, I will let you know because that would be the mature thing, and which I did. I I lived with him for 10 months, and the reason why I don't live with him anymore is because of it's a big thing. I mean, it's from both sides. I can see it from both sides. It's weird, but Yeah, but it was actually nice to meet my dad. I mean, because for me, I'm mixed, so seeing his side, like being the American side versus the Filipino side. I mean, of course, like he's not all like loving, but his way of loving is different. Whereas my mom's, of course, full blown loving and supportive as well. I mean, both parents are supportive, but what can I say? I mean, as I said, he taught me a lot. I can now stand up for myself even more, which I'm proud about. I can now argue, which is nice, and defend on my point. But I mean, I love him. I don't have bad feelings about him. But that's how I met my father and actually got to live with him. And I actually got to meet my older half brothers, all in that as well. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have the great rest of the night, evening, well, the rest of the day. And hopefully there'll be more story times to come. Bye, guys.